Okay, so then on Saturday was the main event. So we got up, got dressed, got ready. So Janine and I had stayed up really late chatting about work and life and business and everything the night before. So we were pretty exhausted, but really, really excited. So we got up, got ready, and got to the event on time. And the building was in this really cool arts district, I guess is what they called it. Lots of big brick buildings that they have that, you know, used to have factories or something in them, but now are empty and people are renovating them and turning them into cool like event spaces or something artsy like that. So that's where it took place. So we met up and we all waited in line for a while and it was just fun. We got to chat with new people and, you know, we'd move a little bit and then wait, move a little bit and wait. And it's funny, we'd see the volunteers working for OML, just like running back and forth to get boxes or bags or something like that every so often. And, you know, you get closer and closer to the door and it was just so exciting. So we met up with like our crew of people. And then as we got closer to the door, Kelly of Knitbrooks was walking around just with like bags and bags on her arm. She'd have like 6 bags on each arm of swag and she'd be like handing them out to people as she went by. So you like got your swag bags and we were starting to already look through them while we were in line, which was really fun. And then you went and you picked up a t-shirt and then you picked up another swag bag, which was crazy. So we had these like 2 giant tote bags filled with stuff. So trying to find seats and fit all of our bags, because most of us brought a bag and then got 2 swag bags. So, you know, you're trying to stuff all of it underneath your chair, or you're putting your feet on it to like try and make room, which is kind of funny. So a bunch of us sat in a line near the front, and I think it was Janine, me, Allie of Explorer Knits and Fibers, Ashley of Toasty Tribes Handmade, Reshma, I think, of Hello Lavender Design. I feel like I'm missing someone. And then some more of our friends sat a little ways behind us. So we got breakfast, and which was really nice. Last year they ran out of food. So I remember just being so hungry during that event. But this year they learned because there was just an abundance of food. There was enough to go around and it was delicious. So that was really great. So we just sat down at our chairs and we're chatting and eating breakfast and saying hi to people as I walked by and waiting for the first keynote speaker. So I believe it started out with a keynote speech by Brittany of Bee Hooked. She crushed it, of course. She's so professional and put together. She just looks like she's been doing that, you know, her whole life. But of course, I think the podcast really prepares her for that. So hers was really great. So then Jessica of the Hook Nook got up and did hers, and she absolutely crushed it. She's adorable. She had everybody like tearing up and crying, and hers was great. She's just darling. I love her. Hers was really inspiring and uplifting, and I just loved hearing kind of her life story. It's just so inspiring to see where she was at, you know, like 10 years ago and where she's at today. And the transformation there was very, very inspiring. And hearing about her business growing and how, you know, she met her husband and things like that were very, very great. After those two spoke, there was a sponsor presentation. So Love Knitting and Love Crochet, which I think their whole company is called Love Crafts, but there were 2 spokesmen for them. So they got up and talked about their company and how they like to work with makers and who they are, what they do, how they got started, and things like that, which was really, really interesting. I only recently started selling on their site, and I didn't realize how big of a company they are, but they're huge. And so it was very interesting just to hear their perspective on things. And one of the girls was really nervous, which is just it's just really kind of endearing when someone is just like so nervous, but so wants to talk about something they're passionate about. So they gave a quick little presentation, and then we had lunch, which was, what was it? I forget what the place was called. It was pizza. It was Chicago-style pizza, not the super deep dish. I don't remember what it was called, Giordano's or something like that. But it was like famous Chicago pizza. But apparently, I think it was Allie and Reshma both said that if it had been like the true deep dish pizza, that we would have all been pretty sick because it's a lot of cheese. So I'm kind of glad it was just the normal style. So we had lunch, and it was just a good opportunity to go around and chat with people, and there was like this lounge area in like one of the back corners with this giant couch. And so a bunch of us just went over there and kind of just melted into the couch and ate pizza and relaxed and chatted with people, and it was fun. It was just fun to just kind of relax, and it was a lot of go, go, go before then, and so this was a time to just kind of more unwind and get to know people a little bit more. So that's what we did for like an hour and a half or something like that. And then we had another presentation from Koigu, which if you guys have been following me at all, you'll know that I have been working with them. So I have made a cardigan design with their yarn. So it was really, really cool to hear their story. I didn't know that they were a family-owned business. I thought they were like a giant company, like a really big company, because they offer so many colors. I think they offer like, in total, over like 2,000 colorways from a family-owned business. That blows my mind. I don't understand how it works at all, but it was really cool because I've been corresponding with them for a couple months and had no idea. So they talked about how their business got started with, there's 3 generations. So there's a grandma, a mom, and a daughter. So the grandma started it, and so she was doing a lot, and then I think it was about the time that the mom took over that they were like, okay, we can't do everything. We can't have a farm and have these sheep and, you know, millet and everything and diet. It's way too much to do. So we need to just diet. So that's what they did. And they've transitioned into doing just that. And it's incredible. They offer a wide variety of different bases and so many colors. Like I said, over 2,000 colors. Like some semi-solids and some speckled and things like that. I still cannot wrap my head around the fact that they do that. I have been using their KPM yarn. So I think we all got a little bit of this yarn in our swag bags as well. But they had a whole table, and I went up and looked at it afterwards, and I have some vlog footage of that. But it was just fascinating to hear them talk about how they got started and how they've kind of had to adapt as things have become more like internet-based and everything. And it's so cool to hear them talk about it, and really nice to meet them. They're very, very nice people. So yeah, I got some footage with them, but I would love to work with them again. They were really, really great, and I love the project that I made using with their yarn. I think it turned out really well. So that was really fun. And then there was kind of an open panel discussion afterwards. So all of the speakers and a couple other people, like half the OML team that was there, and then you had all your keynote speakers, and then a couple other people were on the panel. And people asked questions, and they all took turns answering. So Vincent of Not Bad got up with Jessica and a bunch of other people, and he got to talk about yarn punk, which I think he was really excited about. Jessica got to talk about fear, and it was just cool to get a perspective from different people. It was interesting to hear how people took on different approaches to things. And then after that, it was just kind of like mingling time, I guess is what they called it. So we just all got to hang out, and they had this bingo that it was like this mingling bingo, something like that. So you had a sheet of paper with all of these different boxes that you had to check or get people to sign. So it was like, find someone who has less than 10 skeins in their stash, which I found someone like that, and I don't understand how that works. You can kind of even see there's more. There's another shelf over here filled with yarn. So I'm obviously not that person. But some people, you know, are. And then it was like things like that. Find someone who's made a sweater. Find someone who can knit or crochet without looking. Find someone who's your maker crush and have them sign it. And then once you got a line, then that became your raffle ticket. So there were all these raffle options. So there were like 6 or 7 of them, and there were little bags, and you would put your ticket in one of those bags. So it was kind of fun. You got to walk around and meet a lot of people that you hadn't, you know, talked to, and get to say hi to and get their signature, and then you'd go pick your raffle bag. And of course I chose the raffle bag that had the Hello Stella yarn. But Janine actually won that one, which was awesome. So she's finally going to get to try Lindsay's yarn, which I'm really excited about. So yeah, we just all walked around and talked to each other and picked our raffle prizes, and that was probably like an hour and a half of that, just walking around and chatting, and that's where I got, I think, most of my vlog footage. So I walked around to the different booths and talked to people about which raffles they were going to choose, and the options were incredible. And then they chose the raffle winners, and then we did our knit along. So We Are Knitters sponsored our knit along again this year. This is the one that we got. It's called the Himba Snood, and this is the color that I got. I think me and Ashley traded, and she got the pearl colorway and I got this nice purple. So it came with pattern, one skein of yarn, and needles. And look at these things. These are dangerous. And then we did what we did last year, and we just made like a circle with all of our chairs and started knitting along, and so it was just really fun. And Jake from Ken Yarn is typically not a knitter, but I think he's trying to learn more about it. So we were trying to help him knit, and he was doing really great with it, and it was just really fun to watch him enjoy that. And it was just really, really fun to sit in a circle of your friends and knit together. That was kind of the event. And then we just, you know, as the crew was cleaning up, we were just chatting with people and saying goodbye and getting pictures together. It went by so fast. Oh my gosh. It was like 5 o'clock in no time. So we had all of these swag bags. We had 2 giant swag bags and then our purses and everything. Janine and I, where we were staying, was like an hour train ride from the event. I don't know, I guess I thought it was closer than that, but it worked out because we ended up just going back to our friend's Airbnb to like until dinner, because we had like 3 hours until dinner. And it was like, we don't want to take a train an hour home and then take the train over an hour back to dinner. So we just got to hang out with them and just sit around a table and talk and get to know each other. Basically just asking, you know, life stories and, you know, trying to get to know each other as best we could. And it was so interesting. So we chatted for a few hours at their Airbnb, and then we all hopped in an Uber and went downtown and met everybody for dinner and drinks, which was so fun. Everybody had made reservations, so we were all at these like big tables. So it was like there's a table there with people, a table here with people, more people there, more people over there. We took over like the whole restaurant. Just tables and tables full of OML people, and it was so fun. We sat at this giant table, so it was like all these people, and so we just, again, with these different people, got to talk about life and just kind of dive deep and get to know each other. And I really got to know Emily pretty well, who was sitting right next to me, and she's an absolute sweetheart. It was just so much fun. And people would come up and say hi, and we'd go walk up to other people's tables and go chat. And it was just like a couple hours of that. Went by so fast, way too fast. So we just chatted at dinner, which was great. And I don't have vlog footage of anything after the OML event because I didn't want to lug around the camera, but I wanted to be present. You know, it's hard to be present at something if you're always pointing a camera around and people feel like they have to, you know, act. And I didn't want that. And then we went and got drinks. So there's this whole crowd of us, probably like, I don't know, 20, 30 of us, like walking in this giant mob around downtown Chicago, following like the local people to like whatever bar they thought sounded good. So it was gonna originally be this like rooftop bar, and then we got there and the wait was really long, so then we went to another one, and like the cover and the line weren't good, and then we finally ended up at this third one, which worked, and there was like a second level, which was really awesome. We like took over half of that level, and we all did a shot together, and we were just talking shop. So it was just very, very interesting to be able to talk about, like, here's what I've learned through working with people and working with companies and just working in this industry in general. Here's some advice I can offer you, and here's some advice that I'm learning from you. And you know, lessons we've learned from, you know, screwing up in certain areas. And I never get to do that with people. I don't think I've ever had a conversation like that with anybody in the industry where we just talked that openly. Like, there's been snippets, but it was very, very amazing. And just kind of fills my heart to be able to talk that way with people who understand this exact business and understand what it's like to work in this industry and do this for a living. That was really cool, and we got to talk about things that we liked and enjoyed and just chit-chat for hours and get to know each other and talk business. It was amazing. And then you just bounce around from different groups of people. We were probably out to, like, I don't know, 12:30, 1 o'clock or something like that, just chatting and getting to know each other. And I don't know that I've ever been that happy. It was just heartwarming. It absolutely, absolutely filled my heart. It's a very, very joy-filled day. And then Janine had to be at the airport at like 5 in the morning on Sunday. So it was already like almost 1 in the morning, and we went back to Allie and them's Airbnb, and we just sat and chatted, and we were all kind of like half falling asleep, but just still having a great time and talking and looking through bags of yarn. So it was just really, really great getting to know all those girls so well. And I feel like we're all really good friends now, and we chat more often than we used to, and we talk business more often than we used to, and give each other advice and ask questions and FaceTime and things like that. So I wish this event was once a month, at least. I want to be able to sit with my people and chat and catch up and talk about life and talk about work every month. So we're going to have to do the like Skype calls that we talked about, because I'm feeling it. I'm missing you guys. So yeah, that was it. Janine and I took Janine and I took an Uber back to our Airbnb, and we got back at like 3:30 or something, and she had to be at the airport at 5. So I was like, I'm gonna take a half an hour nap because starting to see double. Yeah, we got up and went to the airport, and it was so sad to say goodbye to her. She's just an amazing, amazing person. We met last year at the Our Make Your Life event. I mean, we'd been friends online since before then, but we sat and talked the whole event together. And so it was really fun to be able to do that for a second year in a row. And she's really great. You guys should go check her out. And then I left on Sunday. That was my experience. I have no idea how long that video is going to be. I am at a loss for words, really. Saturday was, I think, the best day of my life. I've never felt so full after an event. I've never felt so full. You know, my heart was just completely full. I've never had that much of a joyful experience with something. I can't even explain to you guys what that weekend meant to me. So I'll insert the vlog footage that I have from the actual event. I hope you guys enjoy it. I'll try and do better next year. It's not the best, but I'm not, used to vlogging. Here's the footage I have. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoy it, and hopefully we can do it again next year. Kelly with a load of bags. What did you get?
Oh, I got some Lion Brand yarn. There's like a massive knit crate box.
Ooh, I can't wait to open those. I love knit crate.
I think there's a tumbler.
Oh, like last year.
Yeah. There's a bunch of yarn.
Yeah. I just like this out there. found this really cool little, what, chill spot? Is that what you call it?
OML chill section.
Chill zone. Acts like really chill.
Nap time.
It's just a bunch of couches, or one long couch. I'm sorry, I almost hit Janine in the face. Nice little chill spot. What's been your favorite part so far?
My favorite part is just meeting people in person.
Yeah.
Instead of, you know, because you meet people on Instagram and you chat and you have all kinds of, you know, interactions, and it's different in person because you get to actually see them and interact and see their facial expressions and see how cool they are.
Did you have a few people in mind that you really wanted to meet, or?
Yeah, a few. There's, you know, just people that I interact with on a daily basis. You know, and I've met all of them, and it's great. Like Janine here, obviously, and but it's just really fun to see everybody and put faces to names. That part's really cool.
Totally. Alright, what do you guys think about this color combo? Can you tell me do you mind being on camera? Like what Koigu is a little bit?
So, approximately 26 years ago, my mom and grandma started Koigu, and it's pretty much we've made hand dyeing and hand painting since then. We have about 9 or 8 different weights, and we sell worldwide now, and we just love color and we love working with color.
Alright, thank you. So this is their yarn.
So I think I just need to make a top. Kind of cool as a back.
You know what I would
And I made my sideways cardigan with their yarn. So you can see all the colors they have for it here. Like you could make it in this amazing green.
But I would love to do it in maybe
All the swag bags that you could win.
And we just really have an open, honest, candid discussion. We always like to let you guys know that this is a safe space. This is full disclosure because we see as the OML team, and I'm sure you guys could attest that sometimes we've seen some drama.
The Hello Stella. I think everybody could have been for the Hello Stella one. Which one are you going for?
I'm between. Alright, so then I'm gonna go for number 2, I think.
What do you like about that one so much?
It has one of my favorite girls, Lindsay.
Oh, I think that's number 4.
It's over there number 4. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one I did with Lindsay's yarn.
Oh no,
I
that's the one
know.
with the
I
Hello
love Lindsay. We
Stella.
just did a fiber swap.
Oh.
And I got to send her 2 of my skeins. Yeah, I'm very excited.
You know which bag you're gonna do?
Half double crochet all day.
I don't know how this works. Oh, this is all like half double.
Good.
You have to stick this.
Which one are you gonna choose? I'm gonna put it in Hello Stella. Yeah.
I want some Hello Stella.
Are you ready? Yep. Ooh, it's hot. It's Pima's hot. Which one are you going for?
I don't know that, but I think this one maybe? But then, I don't know. It's really hard.
It is hard. What are you thinking?
Do I choose what I want or the odds?
I know, right? That's what everyone's asking. Number 4 is so full.
I don't know, man. A lot of people.
Big decisions.
I can't decide. I think this one's looking beautiful.
No, but you can freeze them and then put them in your...
I know which one I want to do.
You still haven't decided?
Because she's the one that I want.
Pressure, pressure,
The
pressure.
least amount of like yarn.
Yeah,
It only is 3 skeins. I don't need any more yarn for my life.
that's fair. Which one did you put yours in? The 26 24/7 cotton one?
The one with the Hello Stella.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You gotta try that too.
You haven't tried Lindsay's yard? Oh. I hope you win, man. I know you love that. I know, I put mine out so that. This is all the possible potential giveaway winners. You could win all of these prizes. And everyone is having such a hard time choosing.
It's either this or this. You're not even going to go for that one? No, because look at the bag. It is stuffed.
It is stuffed. Everybody's done that. Huh? The hell is Stella?
Oh, good Lord.
Go for it.
And the Lord. Okay.
How do you feel about your decision?
I'm going to be a big winner.
Alright, what color did you get?
Shoot. Hi guys.
The taupe or whatever?
Yeah, the pearl. There's pearl.
And you got the blue. Matches your clothes.
Yes.
Even though you said you wouldn't wear it. You guys got ivory?
Alright, here we go.
That color is gonna look amazing on you.
Thank you.
And then you got the same like pearly color, Allie.
Yeah, I did. Pearl gray. Good stuff.
It kind of does, yeah.
I can see a certain distance right to the source, but you really could.